It's another edition of Six Pack Cinema. This week we're talking about Tonya.
Dude, you should review movies.
Oh my god, yes.
Okay, I've had a couple, so... Time for movie review.
How's it going, guys?
Doing well, doing well.
Nice. What did you guys do this weekend?
I just laid on the couch and watched the Olympics. I was so happy for New York Fashion Week to be done. Done with work. I worked like 10 days straight. It was just nice to lay back and bum out for a weekend. 3-day weekend. Doesn't get
Must have been a tough
that.
week.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
I filmed a wedding on my birthday. Had to train the guy who's replacing me. It wasn't fun.
Nice.
What about you, Sheehan?
I
Any big
watched
fun plans?
I watched Black Panther. Let me tell you,
yes.
it was one of the best Marvel movies I've ever seen.
Wow.
Oh, for sure. That episode's coming to you guys soon. Cause
Yeah, for
I have
sure.
some thoughts on it.
And I got real I got in my inner Tonya and I sat down and I watched the Daytona 500. As I do every year.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice.
And that guy who won, really good ending. So
Yeah, he's good. Awesome.
First you thought it was going to be the other guy, but then it was
oh
that guy.
no. And then out of nowhere the other guy won.
I know. That took me. I didn't watch it, but I saw it all on the Twitters. It was crazy.
All right, so let's
All right.
talk about Tonya.
Yeah, let's hop into our Snap impressions. What did you guys think of it? Sheehan, you've been raving about the movie for weeks, so Jimmy, what was your impression?
I didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to like it. I'm still a little split on it. There's definitely some aspects that are awesome. I don't know. I'm really confused. My feelings are of confusion about this movie. I think there's
Damn.
parts of it that are wild, and then there's other parts where I really don't know, and then there's some things I didn't like.
Huh.
I'm kind of in the same boat there.
Ugh.
I had fun watching it. I just afterwards when I was thinking about it, I was like, I don't know if that was really like a good movie though. I enjoyed watching it.
I'm the very opposite of you, Dave. Where it kind of takes us in. I did not enjoy watching it, but then I sat back and thought about some of the technical aspects and the acting and that shit and thought, yeah, that was actually really well done. But I didn't enjoy watching this movie, which I think will shock people, especially Sheehan. But Sheehan, give us your little quick take. Sorry for butting in.
I'm upset. I thought we were going to have a good conversation here today. Now it's going to be just like Stronger, where you guys bully me. I love this movie.
I don't think we're gonna bully you because we liked and disliked different things about it.
And what you disliked, I liked, and what you disliked, I liked. So I liked it all. I love the story of Tonya and Nancy Kerrigan. It's one of the all-time sports stories. Nancy, she's from a town over from where I grew up, so it was like big in my heart. Put it that way. I have one serious hate for what happened in this movie. I'll talk about that later. But everything else, I thought it was very, very, very well done. It's my number 3 movie of the year.
Yeah.
I sat there smiling from ear to ear the whole time. The entire
For real?
time. I did.
I really didn't like watching it.
Really?
I smiled the entire time, but I was laughing at it. And I didn't like... All right, let's hop into what we liked and didn't like. The thing I walked out of the theater being like, that's kind of fucked up what they did is they made light of a ton of domestic abuse. They played it for laughs a lot.
Absolutely hated it. Really,
Yes.
really upset that people in the theater were laughing. And I don't like watching that. That's like my biggest thing. Like every time he hit her, I was like, hey, I don't want to watch a movie where a wife is just getting beat to shit by her husband, bloody nose, and then like he pulls a gun. Like don't.
I can watch a movie with that if they're treating the subject material as it should be treated. And like I was saying, they played it for laughs. The entire theater was laughing at it.
I didn't like it.
Well, your theater was full of dickheads. I don't think they were going for laughs on that one.
No, they were because
when they
were
cut to her being like, "This didn't happen." Really, he hit me. You don't think that was like
Yeah.
going for a cheeky
Or,
fun
like,
laugh?
That was
then-
different. They were making light of the stories not aligning.
Yeah, but then later on, like it comes out of nowhere. He just pops her in the nose at the end, and then it cuts to her interview, and she's like, "Should have saw that one coming," and the whole theater giggles. It's like, oh, I didn't like. It made me like.
All right, fine.
Squirm.
I'll give. Okay, I'll say this. They didn't attack him for being a. But I mean, you in no way, shape, or form do you feel like that was a good guy. They did not paint him in a good light.
No,
it wasn't like
I agree.
This was satisfying for him.
I agree. I just don't enjoy watching that.
Okay.
Like, at all. And same with the fat friend, another of my biggest complaint. I know he was that stupid in real life, and I think they had to show the interview with him at the end to kind of say, we didn't overwrite this character. This is how dumb this fat dude was in real life. That actor, and I feel bad because it's a human being that played this part, that actor, that role, was so fat and dumb, I just don't enjoy watching that. Like, I find no humor in a person that is that disgustingly fat and dumb.
You know
And maybe
anyone like
that's
that?
like...
The only time I found humor in him was when he was doing the interview in the movie, and he was like, "No, but I am." But I did think the same thing at the end
I
when they
hated
showed the
him.
actual interview. That reminded me of the end of Disaster Artist when they had to show actual clips from the room to be like, "No, guys, we're not making this up. The movie is this bad." They were doing that here, being like, "No, guys, this guy's actually a fucking idiot. We were just recreating the scene."
I couldn't even find any humor in any scene he was in. I hated his character so much.
So would you rather them cut it out because it's unpalatable to you and not tell the truth?
No, I'm not telling them to change it. I'm just saying I didn't like it.
Okay.
Well,
So that's what
and
you're saying.
also-
So you're saying it was a good movie, but you didn't like. That's why you're saying you didn't like it.
Sure, yeah. I think technically it was a good movie and it's a good story, but I didn't enjoy watching it. Same with Trailer Park Boys. Is that what the name of that show is?
yeah,
Sure.
People told me you had to watch that show forever, and then like the Bubbles dude, really dumb in glasses.
Yep.
I watched like an episode and a half, and I was like, dude, I don't want to watch this guy.
Yeah.
Like, there's no joy or laughing watching a character of this sort. That's how I felt about this fat, gross guy. Like, he's just really disgustingly fat and dumb.
I don't know. I related to it a little bit. Maybe this helped me with my my conscience watching it. And I hate to be the guy who's like, oh, I know someone just like this, but I did. I knew someone exactly like this. He was a big guy. His name was very Italian. I don't want to say his names, but his name was very Italian.
Don't put governments out there.
No. And his name was very Italian, but he insisted people call him Irish because he wanted to be Irish.
Yeah.
He wore a scally cap always, the same button-down shirt. He was large, and he swears to God that he was in the Irish mob, despite living in his parents' basement and having. I think he worked at CVS for a weekend. That's about it.
Yeah,
So it was relatable to me. Put it that way. So that's why I didn't find it uncomfortable.
The other thing is, we kind of talked about this, so I'll swing back to it. Jeff, the husband, he had some legitimately funny lines. Like, there was 2 parts where he had a funny line that made me laugh, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to laugh at this guy. But when the fat guy was like, meet me at the stroke of midnight, and he just said, I'm not meeting you at the fucking stroke of midnight. That was a good line. And when he drove, like, 2 days drive just to run into the stadium and say, hey, Tonya, no.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. That made me laugh. I didn't
That
laugh
was great
a lot.
stuff.
I didn't laugh a lot in this movie. Like I would have guessed that I would have laughed more in this than Lady Bird just before I seen both of them going in. I laughed 10 times more in Lady Bird than this movie.
Oh, for sure. I will say Sebastian Stan, great as Jeff. He sold the character for me.
Yeah.
Like, it's a character you're supposed to not like.
His
Disagree.
accent was weird. But his accent was weird, but I Googled it and I guess it was spot on. But they're supposed to be from Portland and he sounded like he was from Minnesota.
Yep. I'll say that was one of my dislikes was Sebastian Stan. No, they made him look good. I think they had to have an attractive male lead for this because Margot Robbie is gorgeous, so they had to try to like level the playing field. But the guy in real life, he is ugly as fuck. He's awkwardly skinny. He's just a weird pencil dude. So,
Well, what I don't understand, you just brought up Margot Robbie and how she's gorgeous. They made her look very average and like not that attractive for most of this movie.
I think they
And then you
tried.
watch
I don't
the
think
cl-
I don't think successful. I thought she still
But
was very
then
good.
then you watch the clips at the end of the real life Tanya, and she was a very attractive girl when she was younger, and they really made her seem not attractive.
I'm glad
Like,
Jimmy's
that was
face
the
is the same thing.
purpose.
Yeah,
Huge
glad she's in
disagree.
the same team.
Huge. Tanya Harding was ugly, so they had to make Margot Robbie ugly.
Yeah,
The clips at the end of Tonya Harding, like giving
looked
interviews
ugly.
and stuff, she was very attractive. I'm pulling this up.
disagree.
Almost as big of a disagree as you could have.
Yep. I won't say she was like Meryl Streep ugly, but she was ugly.
I'm looking at
That's
images.
No, she wasn't attractive.
Yeah. Margot
It's
Robbie,
crazy.
they tried
Only
making
pictures
her
of
ugly,
like,
and
fucking crying. I don't care if she's crying. It's
She
not
was
gonna
like a
look
little
attractive
mousy
there.
girl. Just because she
Yeah.
had blonde hair and was young doesn't mean she was attractive.
yep.
I think she was.
I think your eyes were too close together. Yeah. Yeah. So
All right, you guys can keep talking. I'm trying to find a picture where she's not crying. Every picture of her from the Olympics is her crying.
well, she cried a lot. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big story guy. I love this whole story. I love how they talked about both, like, all angles of it. Did you guys finally get to see what I was talking about? How how they contradicted the thing. I liked how they shot that. I wish they carried it out further through. It was like just in the beginning. But
I also am confused whether I like that or not because I think sometimes it played for laughs well. The
Yep.
time that you keep mentioning when
with a gun.
he says this is how it happened and she's like this is how it didn't happen. That was funny. So that's one aspect. Other times they used it to try and play for a laugh in the middle of a stretch of non-funny scenes. And when the mom cuts to the mom doing her interview and she says, well, I've really fallen away from this story completely, huh? That was too much for me. I was like, that's really, really heavy-handed and forced. Because they're completely out of nowhere. It was like, if that's the way you need to put jokes into a movie, then just don't put the joke in because you just shoved that down everyone's throat. And then also, there's part of me, and this isn't a knock on the movie, it's more just me enjoying it, where they were wishy-washy with the facts, and I kind of think I would have rather them take a hard stance and be like, this is how we're saying it happened in this movie, and not leave it so much up to me to decide.
I think that was important to show that they weren't taking a side. They were showing like how these two idiots had a really stupidly bad story. Like
But,
they're why would they need to know the address and the time she was skating for just a phone call? Right?
Yeah, but
Or
I
to
think that
mail
I
letters.
I
think-
agree with that, but they also like because they don't take a hard stance. By not taking a hard stance, you in some way paint Tanya in a sympathetic light.
They 100%
fucked
this
up.
movie was Team Tanya.
Yes, and that's so fucked up, especially when she's getting now she's at all these award shows, she's doing a press circuit, she's making money from all this
she's
now.
not doing
And
the press anymore.
Nancy Kerrigan is fucking she's teaching the Kardashians kids how to ice skate. That's the
Nancy's
biggest
Gucci, dude.
slap
She's
in the
fine.
face.
But
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
it is. Ever
but
since
I-
the
wait.
Globes, though, she's been taken off that circuit because they got so much heat for it.
Oh, good.
But-
I only saw it at the Globes, and I was like, that seems not right.
Yeah, no, they got a ton of heat because that was wrong.
It's
100%
not
that was
like
wrong.
it's not like Nancy Kerrigan is teaching the Kardashians kids because she got hit in the knee and her career got ruined.
No.
She went on to win the bronze medal and have a career, and then
Yes.
she aged out of being able to do her ability, and now she is probably the highest paid little kid figure skater teacher in the U.S.
Yeah,
so
do you think
I don't think
Kardashians?
that's like
Wait,
a
wait,
poor
do you
Nancy
think-
Kerrigan line.
Do you think the Kardashians aren't going to pay the ultimate best top dollar coach in the world to teach
No,
their
no, no.
kids?
But
She
what
is getting
I'm saying, like,
bankrolled for this
If anyone
lesson.
deserved to have a movie made about her, it's Kerrigan. Like,
She doesn't
People
want it.
hated her just as much.
She doesn't want the movie. She routinely denies interviews. She wants this whole saga to be over. She fucking hates it.
yeah, understandably. I don't know. I feel like sometimes you don't need to make a movie sympathizing someone like Tanya.
Well, there's aspects, then this is where I get confused, because there are aspects where she did deserve sympathy. Lifetime ban,
That was
that
harsh.
was way too
Yes.
harsh. And that scene is the scene that now that I've seen the movie, and I walked away thinking, man, I didn't enjoy that much. But now I keep thinking of that scene with Margot Robbie crying and pleading for the judge. And that scene in itself is kind of a masterpiece of cinema. Acting, like tension, directing, the pacing. It's really, really, really well done. And that hammers home like the sympathetic point well. That was way too harsh of a punishment.
Her begging to go to jail.
Yeah.
Who does that? You know, I mean, because like she was right. Like you're like this is a life sentence for her. She can't do anything else.
Especially when she said like, I don't have an education. Like, yeah, sometimes that sucks. Like, like you find out these baseball players that got drafted out of high school and then they play baseball their whole life, and then like you realize like, these kids literally don't have an education. These athletes, like you take the sport away from them and they have no skill set. That sucks. It's like the old Booby Miles. Football's all I know.
Yeah, I always go to that scene from Major League 3, back in the minors. He's like, hey, so do you have any life skills? He's like, no, I can catch a ball. He's like, yeah, but if I asked you to build a table, could you do that? No, I couldn't. Here, have a book.
All right. I have a bunch of notes here. Want me to just go to...
Or...
Liked. I have liked. Well, Margot
Okay.
Robbie's acting chops. It's kind of unfair that she can be that wildly attractive and that good at acting.
She has got a long career ahead of her.
Yeah.
She's not just a pretty face. This
And she's only 27,
Yeah.
damn.
which is like
Yeah,
wild.
she's great.
Like, she has a long, long career ahead of her.
Yep. Yeah.
Jimmy, you want to?
The soundtrack, I really, really like the soundtrack.
Yes.
Wasn't a lot of heavy,
It
like
was-
80s heavy metal?
Not really heavy metal, like cheesy shit. Like when
Like
they
hair
started
metal.
date, kind of like
Yes,
ballads.
some
so.
hair metal.
Yeah.
They
hair
had
bands.
my favorite song, and maybe I'll make it the end of this, was they did Dire Straits' Romeo and Juliet, which is a fantastic song.
Yep.
And when they're like just dating, and then they're driving around in cars and hooking up and shit, I really like that.
Yep.
I thought they did. It was kind of cheesy '80s music, but done really well.
Yeah.
Yep. Agreed.
Fair. Shane, what about you? Anything?
My favorites? Ugh. I love how they depicted the morons at the end, or during the attack, when he couldn't get out of the building.
Oh yes.
That was
so
one
he
of those
just
things.
broke the glass.
Yeah, so that one, and also the fact that he was trying to stay inconspicuous, so he changed his parking spot every 15 minutes.
That was pretty.
Yeah.
Those are two very real, very, very real things that happened that I'm glad they included in there. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I agree. I really like the acting. That was kind of what saved the movie for me. I enjoyed watching
Saved it,
these
Jesus
people.
Christ.
Well, made me enjoy it as much as I did. I enjoyed.
You're
watching
acting
these
like this thing was
people.
a flop. My God, it was a good movie. It was. I'm
Yeah,
sorry
no,
you. I'm
it
sorry you
was
didn't
good.
enjoy certain parts, but it was still damn good.
I think it was because you've been raving about it for weeks, so it like
Maybe.
built it up in my head, and I was
No,
like,
the
"This
way
is what
the-
Sheehan loves."
The way the commercials and trailers and everything I heard made me think it was going to be really fun, and then it was. I did not have fun watching it.
I guess I did. I guess I really like rough movies.
But I mean, I like harsh. Like I don't know. I think
I don't know,
it's not like
I love families who are rough around, like really rough around the edges, like Three Billboards and Stronger. I love these kinds of things.
Fair.
yeah, maybe.
Love the
I got
mom.
some-
I love
I got some-
the mom with the bird. Can we talk about the bird real quick?
Yes. That was my favorite
Just-
character in the movie.
I mean, again, that was one of the things where they needed to show you for it to be true. That's her fifth husband, which is just, who the fuck marries that woman? Let
Our
alone
bird-
5 different people.
Are birds known as a white trash pet?
I think it
don't
has to be
think so.
because there's nothing like, what else can they afford?
Because I never really put that together until I watched this movie and then kind of thought about it. And I think like I had birds growing up.
Are you white trash?
Yeah, I had a bird growing up too. It
I
wasn't like
think-
a white, well,
Okay, but now I'm trying to think, like a rich trope is like a huge fish tank. That you never have a rich person with a fucking bird in a cage in the corner of their house.
yeah, maybe I was poor.
We had birds because we had allergies, and it was the only animal we could have. But fuck birds.
Oh my God. Why would you? At that point, just don't have a pet.
We had like 5 birds, and they all died when I was a kid.
Well, I had one
That's a
bird that I
terrible
that
pet.
My mom got me when I was like 2, and it lasted till I was like 15. That bird was old as fuck.
Probably a real bitch.
Yeah,
I don't
used
like
to bite
birds.
the shit out of everyone. It was hilarious.
No one likes birds. Birds suck.
Yeah, why would
Sky
you have a bird?
garbage.
I was 2. I didn't
Get
choose
a goldfish. Get a fucking goldfish like an American. And then flush
did
it down the
have
toilet in
goldfish for a
3 or
while,
4
too.
months.
All right. I'm going to go through some random notes. Maybe they'll spark
All right.
conversations.
Okay,
All right,
cool.
let's go.
4-year-old Tonya, so cute.
Adorable.
Yes.
Yep.
Good job. Little new Dakota Fanning.
Great conversation. No, whoever that like actress was, that was a very cute little girl.
Her skating, I thought, was that fake?
I don't know. Wait,
It didn't
Tanya's?
look. The 4-year-old Tonya. It didn't look like she was actually skating. It was weird.
I would have to think they just had tryouts for the cutest 4-year-old that knows how to ice skate, and then they casted her.
I feel like they
It's not like
they
she
had
had to
green
do
screen
much.
rope that pulled her, because I don't know.
That'd be funny and really a weird decision.
I know. I don't know.
I fuck if they actually hired a little girl who can skate. That's my like headcanon from now on. Is that there's a green screen rope pulling this little girl around the ice rink, and I will buy the DVD just for that like extra like behind the scenes commentary.
All right. So next point. What do you
That
got?
was a good successful note from me because we got green screen rope pulling. Let's see. I guess I liked this line in the beginning when she said, "Please don't swear around my kid," and she said, "I didn't swear, you cunt."
That was a good line. Oh,
The-
I
the-
also
the-
like the line when the coach was like, "Oh, there's no smoking in here," and she's like, "So I'll smoke quietly." Shh.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's never been a more rude mom on film. Has to be.
She's up
It's
there.
up there.
It's up there.
Maybe Sam's mom from 3 Billboards.
Yeah.
She didn't talk a
Ooh.
lot, but then at the end when she started talking, she was a bit of a rude bitch.
Yeah, but she wasn't nearly as witty as this one. This one was bitchy and witty. So
Well, I mean, what up? Frances
perfect
McDermott
cocktail.
from 3 Billboards. She was a mom.
who?
Frances.
Francis Mc.
Yeah. Oh no. But she had
Up there.
she was very. She was a nice lady.
Okay, when they show, and this is kind of contradicting, like I said, I'm very confused about this movie itself. When they showed Tonya getting hit by her mom and getting hit by her husband all the time, and then it cuts to Tonya being interviewed, and she goes, "Nancy gets hit one time." That was funny.
That was a great line.
But then
But
that is
again,
making
it's
light.
it's playing the domestic
No.
abuse for laughs.
No, that shed some awareness on the fact that she got her ass kicked by her husband and no one cares.
Yeah.
That was
It is.
just
The
saying
way
that
it's
domestic
cut
abuse.
is played.
It
for
was.
laughs.
It wasn't a flashy headline, so no one gives a shit about it.
I laughed. I thought that was funny.
It was
Yeah,
a good
I mean,
line,
so
yeah.
did I.
But I'm
It's-
saying that the point of that was to show the fact that, like, oh yeah, it's kind of bullshit. This white privileged girl gets hit by a crowbar, and she missed. She wasn't even like she was out for a year. She missed like 3 weeks of practice, and she was back and good.
I thought she was done. I thought that ended her career.
So did I.
That's what everyone thinks. So that, hey, good in this movie to point that out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my next note is heckling a figure skater, LOL. Like, I know that guy got paid off by her mom to heckle her, but imagine if he didn't get paid off. And I'm sure it exists somewhere, but
I
it's
don't
like
know. Not to
heckling
that
a-
level.
Heckling a 22-year-old girl to that level in figure skating is insane.
And not just casually saying it, because a lot of times when you heckle, you're yelling at the clouds. You're yelling like in the general direction at someone. He was making eye contact, telling her how much she sucked as a person.
Yeah.
That's a new level. So I mean, I'm glad he got paid because that's hard to do.
That's impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens at any other figure skating rink. You know that some people are going to be like, hey, man, be cool. It's figure
Yeah,
skating.
no, some people. He was like surrounded by people who weren't doing anything. That's
Yeah,
the most unbelievable part of the whole movie.
it's crazy.
Yep.
My last note that I haven't talked about yet is, oh my God, I have 3 more actually. One, did you guys see the stenographer's face?
No.
No.
Oh, you missed it. The stenographer in the courtroom, she had like elephantitis of one of her cheeks in her face. I don't know why they did that.
Yes.
And
Yes,
they
I did
panned
see that.
across it
I'm-
twice, and her face was
Missed it.
deformed. I don't know why they did
That's just
that.
accurate.
Imagine.
That'd be a weird detail to be true to.
Yeah, of all the other things they don't take a hard stance on, that's the one they're like, no, we have to get the stenographer's face
This
down.
has to be authentic.
Or
Jesus.
just somebody with that deformity
Hey.
was the best person to try for the role.
Exactly. You know, they don't discriminate based on appearances, Jimmy.
Yeah. Come
Well,
on,
Give her a
it's weird
chance.
though.
it's
tough,
2018.
but
We don't judge people like that anymore.
you didn't see it, Dave, but if you saw it, it would have totally taken you out. Because like, wait, why does she have that lopsided
Yeah,
face?
it didn't click for me.
This
Damn.
isn't a
I
note,
have to
but
go
I
re-see it so I can see that.
This isn't a note, but I feel like we have to talk about it. What do you guys think about the mom coming in and finally saying the nice things and then having the recorder? Did you buy it?
No, saw it from a mile away.
I bought it until she like reached in her hand. I was like, this fucking cunt. She's doing
Yeah. I
this
think
to
I-
her daughter.
I think I didn't buy it. I was very confused by it, and then I was like, okay, yeah. I was like, why is she saying nice things?
I
doesn't
thought
add up.
because I thought her showing up there, I was like, okay, cool. So she's gonna show her respect by like just being there and yelling at her like she does. You know, when she started being nice, I'm like, okay, this isn't her. And she knew like it was controversy. It was big in the news, and she knew if she got a recording, she could make money, and that's what she really wanted because she had already written her off.
I thought it was like this was the one scene that showed, despite how hard she was on Tonya, she really did love her in her heart, and this is the one time in Tanya's life where shit was at its absolute lowest. So she was gonna be like, "No, I'm here for you."
Yep.
So
but
I
instead,
was like, "Oh, like that's heartwarming," and then nope, she's a fucking bitch.
But instead, it shows that Tonya had literally nobody in her life that cared about her. Womp womp.
Yeah, once again, pointing her in a sympathetic light.
Nope.
The other scene that everyone is talking about that I've seen is when she looks at the camera and says, you guys are my attackers. Now, I wasn't fully bought in feeling sympathy for her because I was reading a lot that people was like, yeah, that hit me hard. Like, all of America is her attacker. And I halfway get it because, yeah, America thinks she hit Nancy Kerrigan herself. Like, it's
crazy.
They were her little pet. But that didn't really get me that much. I think it was kind of like, shut up.
Yeah. I don't know. People who know the story know that she didn't hit her. Mm-hmm. People know that but she also knows that she got fucked hard by that judgment where she got banned from ice skating. So, I mean, it was really shitty that she got banned, but she's a truly shitbag person. Like, she really is.
Oh yeah.
I don't care. Like it's just,
I don't know.
Yeah, she's a product of her upbringing. She's a product of the area she grew up. She didn't have a father. Father loved her for about 6 years and then he bailed. That was cool of him. And then she just turned to a guy who beat the fuck out of her like her mother. So that's the only thing she knew. She had a bad life and it's sympathetic I'm sympathetic to people like that because that happens a lot. She is not unique in any way. All right, those people are out there. I am unsympathetic to her because I know she is still just a money-grubbing not child star, but she wants to be a reality star. I followed her when she was a boxer. I followed her again when she tried to come back at it with the Apprentice or some shit like that. She's been trying her hardest, her absolute hardest to become in the spotlight. She's not trying to shy away from the fact that she was made famous from this incident. She's a complete scumbag.
But she doesn't have any skills, and that's real.
Yeah. Well, no, now she's a
Like, if
landscape
you're her-
architect.
Well, if you're her, would you rather go be a waitress and be like, okay, fine, I'll get out of everyone's way? Or would you rather milk fame for all you can?
Yeah, no, go right ahead, but don't
Definitely
bitch about it.
fame.
Yeah, but don't bitch about it and say that we're the attackers. You're the one keeping this shit alive. This movie doesn't get greenlit unless she explicitly agrees to it.
A more pointed way of that was when Jeff said America found its next obsession and they showed OJ. Because that is better. Like, yes, America loves this shit. We love having an enemy.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Or a bad person. It's fine.
But she was more
My
hurt
only other
feelings by the
note-
fact that they moved on.
My only other note is fuck figure skating. The way they judge is so unfair. And judging her because she has a shitty outfit when she can't afford an expensive outfit is legit terrible. Like, it should be about the skating. I'm with Tonya on that one.
Yep. It has come around to that slightly.
Yeah.
It
It's
has.
much better now. I know.
Yeah. Because back then, no, it was like a pony show for sure.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah.
I think the
Now
last time
there's one of the
was an
guys.
issue.
I don't know if he's in the Olympics or if he was just doing nationals, but he fuck, I'm blanking on his name. But his routine is to turn down to what? And it's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
I think the last time
So,
this was
like,
an issue, like a true issue, was I think 2002 in Nagano. There was a scandal with the judging. I think it was a French person gave someone a 0 when everyone else gave her 5s. It was crazy. I think it was 2002. But ever since then, they've really cracked down on like they need to have like certain like benchmarks. They have that like they need to do this turn and they get that point. It's not just for show. It's much more regimented now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's good.
Good.
Hey, progress.
All right.
All right,
Those are all my
I got a
notes.
point. I got a note. This was very, very important to me going into it. I brought it up earlier how I hated this. There is one moment in this whole saga that everyone knows and associates with, and that's when Nancy Kerrigan gets hit in the fucking knee, and the camera's on her face. Right, and the whole why thing. Mm-hmm. What they needed. It was like Home Alone. When the kid slaps his face and says, "Yeah," like that's a soundbite that needed to be nailed, and they could not have fucked it up more. They had this. Why
I
not?
thought it was good.
No. They all they had to do was pipe in the actual audio and be fine. All right, because she said "why," like really, like just like a "why." Really, is gonna be "why" with like an A in there. Sorry to be screaming at your face, but it's like, why? It's like it was so different. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know what the actual thing sounds like. I don't remember.
I listen to that clip
thought it
all
was-
the time. I love that. It's a very, very dark thing I do, but when I want a good laugh, I Google that clip. And
Jesus, man.
No, it's dark.
Jesus fucking
It's dark.
Christ.
It's I fully admit it's dark, but oh my god, that when she yells "why," it is fucking amazing. There's so much pain. There's so much feeling in that one "why." Ugh.
Well,
I love it.
talking
Sorry.
Psychopaths with
Yikes.
Sheehan.
Jimmy, can you clip that 7-second clip in there for me so people get it?
Yep. Unless I'm asleep while I'm editing this, yes. That happens sometimes.
All right.
Yes, we
well,
saw a couple weeks ago when it came up with no transition noise, no audio, or no theme song or anything.
hey, doesn't
That
matter.
was silly
Jimmy.
because I spent an hour editing it, and then I exported the editing thing, and then when I hit upload, I just chose the raw file, uploaded the raw file, and not the one I just spent an hour and a half editing.
Well, you know what? I think you're doing a great job. You're doing a lot more than I'm
thanks,
doing. So
Oh yeah,
big appreciation.
Clap for our
Yeah.
producer.
Big.
Hey. Let's go on to
Alright.
ratings. I'm ready.
Yes,
I'm ready to
let's
knock
hop
down
into
these
our
stars.
ratings. Let's start with popcorn this time. Sheehan, what did you?
You have to ask me how many popcorns this is. 5.
5.
5. Absolutely gotta be 5.
All right.
You like?
There you go.
You got a 5 too, Jimmy, despite not liking it.
No. I have a 3.
Oh yeah, I have a 3 as well.
What the fuck? Really?
Wow! That sucks for you, Shan.
That is such bullshit.
I didn't think a 3 would stand. I thought you guys would
Fuck
both
you
have
guys.
a 4 and a
This is
5.
This is
and I
so
would
much
have a
better
3.
than that.
Man, I didn't enjoy watching it.
Oh,
I enjoyed it, and I'm only giving it a 3. It's not that great of a movie.
you're a dickbag. No, it was a great movie. You can't
sucks.
say that
If it
you
makes
can't
it
say
any
that you
better,
enjoyed watching
I wrote it
and-
down ahead of time.
Yeah, but you can't say you enjoyed watching it and give it a fucking 3.
I enjoy 3s. 3 is like
It's like
middle of the road.
it's like, hey, what if your teacher said, "Yeah, you did great in this class," and then gives you a C minus?
Yo, C's get degrees.
Jesus. God damn it!
Alright.
All right, fine. So I
Onto
guess it's
our
a 3.
critic score. I'll go first. I gave it an 81. I think it was very okay to good across the board, and nothing really stood out to me as being fantastic. So, it's just Sebastian Stan and Margot Robbie were the only 2 really good parts of their acting. Other than that, everything was mediocre to good.
All right.
Jimmy,
I-
what about you?
I gave it an 85. I think it was a well-made movie. I just didn't enjoy it. So 85, like, I'm not trying to knock it with an 85. I think it's good. It's anything that teeters on like comedy line with breaking the fourth wall doesn't scream critic acclaim to me. It's kind of breaking the fourth wall is never something I'll be like, hey, that movie is really, really good. It broke the fourth wall. I always think of it more as like a gimmick of sorts. But that scene with Margot Robbie and some of the scenes and the story and the soundtrack, it was really well done, and it had its own tone. But just Some parts, 85.
Okay, 85 is it's a good score. I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to disagree with you heavily on the fact that the breaking the fourth wall is a gimmick. That's a tool. It's not a gimmick.
Well, it can be a tool. I agree here it was a gimmick, though.
I don't think it was a gimmick.
Yes,
I thought it was.
like
I thought it was a good way.
House of Cards, they do it to get insight into his brain and to feel like you're on his team. Here, every time they broke the fourth wall, it was simply for laughs.
No,
So it was a gimmick.
not all the time.
Well, just in
Mo-
the beginning,
a lot.
I'll give you in the beginning it wasn't because it was setting everything up. But after
Yeah.
the story got moving, it was only play
was-
for laughs.
The purpose was to tie in the interviews. So, it was a tool. Anyways,
But you could have used the interviews without
You're a tool.
breaking the fourth wall.
you guys are both tools. Whatever. All right, fine. My rating was 90. I'm going to keep it at that.
All right.
So
What's that bring
85.
our average to? 85?
I don't know, I'm not a math major, but I would think 80, 95.
No, you said 80.
81. I don't
Oh, you
know.
81.
said 81?
Yeah.
So that's 95, 85.
Yeah. 85.5 or whatever.
Yeah, 85.
All right.
All right. Sweet. Pairings. What are you guys going to drink with it if you're watching this again?
Sheen, I wanted to like it more. If it
I
makes
gotta
it any
say,
better.
like the fact that this is going up there, and I gotta make the little graphic with 3 fucking popcorns. That hurts a dagger.
Hey,
Hey,
I
you
went
know
into
what?
this thinking I'd really like it. You sold
guys-
it too well. If you lowered my
I hyped it up
expectations,
too
I
much.
would've
I'm
loved
sorry
it.
for that.
You guys made Murder on the Orient Express a 3-star popcorn.
3.5.
I don't think that I was part of that. I think that was when we were still doing the average of the 3 because I liked Murder on the Orient Express.
Well, if you want to make this a 3.5, I'll allow it.
No. We're not playing favorites here.
All right.
I don't want any special treatment, Jimmy. I want you to.
Here's my thing. I think you're in the majority of the population, and Dave and I are in the minority of the population. But unfortunately, Dave and I are in the majority of this podcast.
Yeah,
Can
you
you-
really got screwed here.
I really did.
Can you agree with that, Dave? I
Oh,
think
absolutely.
I think
We're the
everyone else
minority with our
likes this
opinion.
movie more, and that's fine. I'm not saying they shouldn't. Just saying, me personally, I did not enjoy watching it that much.
Yeah, no, I won't go back to this probably ever again.
Sure.
All right, so
I will.
drinking. What are you guys drinking with it? Jimmy, what about you?
I don't know, water. Trying to
Frozen
think
water?
of being healthy and figure skating, and then ice and water. That's all I
I'm
got.
going with a PBR. I felt like that's what they probably drank a lot of back then. Or Stouts, whatever it was. The shitty old beer with an S.
Schlitz.
Can't-
Schlitz.
Schlitz. Yeah.
Yeah.
Either that or a PBR. Sheehan, what about you? You probably
I'm going with-
a nice whiskey with this because you love the movie so much.
No, I'm actually going with the Miller High Life.
Oh, that's good.
It's
That's
the champagne of bottled beers.
I like
That's
that
true.
answer.
So
That's
bam,
a solid one.
you're damn right it is.
All right. Well, that wraps up our review of I, Tonya. Let's hop into our weekly recommendations. What have you guys been watching? Sheehan?
It's kind of a tough one to recommend this week.
All right,
I'm gonna
I'll
say.
go. Want me to go?
Go, oh yeah, I know what I'm gonna say, but you go ahead.
Have you guys? I don't know if we've said this on here. The Unabomber Manhunt. The Unabomber.
Yeah,
Yes.
I raved
Someone
about it.
recommended it a while ago. I haven't
So
watched
is
it
she in?
yet.
So I just watched it. Last 2 days I watched it.
All right.
Because I tweeted out how much I like Versace and Waco, and someone was like, "You need to watch Unabomber." But it does not have the ABC NBC feel, which is what I thought you and I like. That was my.
That's what I thought. That's why I haven't gone into it yet.
Same. That's what I thought.
I told you it wasn't bad. The only benefit you had from being a Discovery show was that you had like little mental breaks because it was segmented with commercial breaks without the commercials.
But the commercial breaks, I only noticed it twice where it was like, that's where they would have put a commercial. Where like ABC and NBC, those shows are written and structured around dramatic commercial breaks, and I think it like really ruins the feel. But yeah, this is Discover, and Discover made more of a FX, AMC kind of vibe than ABC, NBC. So it was good. I really enjoyed it. It's not amazing. Like Mindhunter, I think is a better product than
Mindhunter
Manhunt.
was more mentally stimulating. per
Yeah,
se.
this was a little more popcorn cozy.
This is more telling you like the headlines.
Yeah, but it was
You know?
awesome. It was a really good, this really cool story.
I really liked it.
How they
Nice.
found him with the linguistic shit is so interesting to me.
Right?
So interesting. I want to write. I want to write something and give it to a forensic linguistic analyst and see how much they can find out about me just if I write 10 pages.
My favorite scene, without giving anything away, was when he sits in the car like that when it's raining out. He chases down that guy and he's like, "All right, let me tell you my profile."
Yeah,
And he's like,
that was
"Ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam," and his face is like, "Oh no!" It was great.
that was awesome.
It was amazing.
Yep. So that's my recommendation. Go watch Manhunt. 8 episodes, miniseries on Netflix.
You can blow through it real quick.
Yeah, it's well done.
Sweet. I recently watched When We First Met. It's a Netflix stupid little rom-com with Adam Devine and Alexandra Daddario. It's like Groundhog Day meets a rom-com. It was fun. It's lighthearted if you're looking for something to throw on in the background.
Adam from
I'm throwing that
Workaholics.
Yeah.
What's it called? When We First Met?
Yeah, When We First Met.
That sounds like
Alex
the movie
Daddario?
I'd like, so I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, it's a fun
I can't see them two together.
Watch it. You should watch it with your girlfriend. It's a good couple-day movie.
How about my wife, girlfriend, and
No,
the wife?
no.
Well, I was talking to Jimmy.
No one enjoys watching movies with a wife.
You don't have time to watch anything anymore. You're about to have a kid. You just can only be watching kid YouTube videos.
Nope. Not giving up my TV yet. My daughter's gonna know everything there is to know about the TV.
About the Unabomber. She's gonna watch that.
I think she needs to know. It's called history,
Yeah.
David.
Fair. All right, what have you watched this week, Shane?
Well, I'm going to recommend something different. I'm going to recommend a YouTube channel.
Woo.
I've been watching. Nah, it's okay.
You're on it.
Way to disparage our YouTube channel.
You know.
Fuck.
I've been watching New Rock Stars. You guys ever watch them?
No.
No, it's a terrible name for what they do. They actually break down a lot, mostly comic book movies and TV shows, and occasionally some movies here and there. They did a pretty good breakdown of Shape of Water, and they do it in about 8 to 10 minute videos. So it's really consumable. But what they've been doing recently is to get ready for Infinity War and Black Panther. They've taken the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe catalog and they break it down 20-minute breakdowns and Easter eggs and shows what leads to what, and it's whoever's behind the scenes of these videos is doing overtime work researching the obscure shit in Marvel stacks. So it's really interesting and a lot of fun facts and educational in there. But what sets it apart from being total nerd shit is that the guys who do the videos are just a fucking delight. They are so energetic. They're poppy, and it's exciting to sit down and watch it. I can't recommend it high enough.
That
Sure.
one you were just talking about? Yeah.
I would be happy to.
I'll check it out.
And I wish I watched their Shape of Water preview before we did ours, because I could have got some better notes.
So you're stealing your notes from other reviewers now.
I did not. I'm saying I wish I did.
Snake it till you make it.
Exactly.
All right. Well, that wraps up this week's episode of Six Pack Cinema. Everybody listen at home, go like us, subscribe to us, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and join us next week when we are watching... What are we watching, guys? We haven't picked this out yet. Are we doing Black Panther next week?
Jimmy will hate that.
Yes. But it's also the biggest movie coming out.
I think
I
we
don't know.
should. I think you should give it a shot.
Okay, don't be mad.
All
at
the
me if I don't like
reviews
it. I'll try
say
to like
that
it.
it's a...
It's either that or 50 Shades Freed. Your choice.
What about 12 Men?
Whatever you do in your free time, Jimmy, that's fine. But we're talking about movies now.
You know what movie I'm
think-
talking about?
Yeah, I do. I
12
think
Strong.
that
The
I kind of
horse
stopped. I was
vultures.
yeah.
No, I
How about
I
this?
agree to that.
No, how about this?
Let's let
How about
Jimmy
this? What-
decide. His options are either Black Panther or 50 Shades Free. I will go to either one that Jimmy wants to see.
50 Shades Free.
Fuck you. No.
Fuck
No.
you.
No.
No, all right, I'll do it.
No.
I'll do it for Jimmy.
We got Winchester, 50 Shades, that 1517 to Paris, which Sheehan didn't realize was acted out by the actual people.
I got to be honest. That was the most embarrassed I've ever felt on Twitter.
I don't care. If we have to do
So
Black Panther, we'll do it. But
No. Tell you what. How about me and Dave will do a side episode of Black Panther. We'll publish on John Boy Videos, like we did with the last time. We should see. I'm going to see Phantom Thread this week. That's just me. I think I'm the only one who wants to see that.
That is Mother.
Okay.
15-17. Want to go that guy?
Yeah.
All right, we're doing 15-17. So
15-17 to Paris.
next week, Black Panther, just Sheehan and I. Week after, 15-17 to Paris. All right.
Sounds good.
See you guys next week. Love you.
Perfect.
A love-struck Romeo sing the streets a serenade, laying everybody low with a love song that he made. Find the streetlight, steps out of the shade, says something like, "You and me, babe, how about it?" Juliet says, "Hey, it's Romeo, you nearly give me a heart attack." He's underneath the window, she's singing, "Hey, lie, my boyfriend's back." You shouldn't come around here singing up at people like that. Anyway, what you gonna do about it? Juliet